Israel and Hezbollah are tied by Hamas, which you would think would be pretty beaten up after nearly 9 months of war, but it still holds the keys.
Hey, and by the way, Hamas and Hezbollah both clearly get a lot of their money and their power from Iran, right? Like, where does Iran fit in all this?
Iran has said that if Israel attacks Hezbollah and it's a major invasion or an offensive inside Lebanon, that it would enter the fray, and that would also be devastating. Now, there would be some cover from the U.S., and the U.S. is sending another aircraft carrier to the region, but General C.Q. Brown, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, has said that the U.S. is not going to be able to protect Israel from a lot of the rockets because of the trajectory that Hezbollah fires. So this could be a very, very devastating war. I know we keep repeating it, but this is something that nobody wants. But now there's this inexorable momentum towards this war, and they can't seem to stop it.
Well, it's just so bizarre that you've told us, like, there's essentially handshake deals out there between countries like Israel and Lebanon. Okay, one more quick break. When we come back, what sounds more like summer than a slip and slide? Well, how about a July?
All right, Nick, time now for today's Morning Smile. And Nick is our Morning Smile today.
Yes, you are. My smile. Yes, officially part of the Today in Alabama team, so welcome officially to the crew. Although you filled in tons over the years.
Yes.
And now officially part of the team, so we're glad to have you on board.
Yeah, I'm excited to transition off the weekends back to Monday through Friday schedule is always nice, especially early in the mornings. I'll have to get used to that 2 a.m. wake up alarm. We'll see. I don't think everyone get used to it. It stinks every morning. You just go roll out of there and keep moving. I will see what I can do. But my first job in television at our sister station, Meridian, Mississippi, I was doing mornings there. So glad to be back on the morning show, on a morning show. And of course, it's even better. Alabama's my home state. Many of you know this. So to be able to work and do weather and tell people what it's going to be like every single morning in my home state is always fun.
How many years have you been here now?
Just about 3. It'll be 3 years in September.
Right.
So just
many more to go.
Yeah, it's a dysfunctional, unusual crew, this Today Alabama group, and we have fun together every morning. We're glad you're part of the team.
And he'll fit right in.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah, try to keep us in line if you can.
Well, we'll see about
Good
that.
luck. Yeah.
And as always, if you have a happy or fun story you want to share with us for Morning Smile, just send us an email and visit our website, wsfa.com/submit.
We'll wrap up Today in Alabama after the short break, so stay with us.
Finding more
I
sustainable
didn't see you
products
Friday
for
night.
everyday needs is more important than ever. At Amazon, we're helping customers
No.
more easily discover and shop products that meet sustainability standards and support our commitment to help preserve the natural world. We take the guesswork out of more sustainable shopping by partnering with sustainability certifications to transparently share the sustainability journey we are on together. Discovering more sustainable products has never been easier. Shop
It was
your
interesting.
values on Amazon.com.
I'm gonna go see if my guest coming down. You didn't see nobody downstairs, did you?
History.
He was impressive the way he played.
Sure, he scored all 3 levels. Arguably the greatest athlete in the history of the world.
Boom! Yeah, that come on.
Yeah, you know, you and a Chappie's Deli commercial. Jeff, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I eat at Chappie's Deli all the time.
But it might be confusing if we say your name Major Delay at Chappie's Deli.
But I was there yesterday. There was no delay at all. Quick and friendly. I go all the time.
See, it's already kind of confusing.
Jeff, you might hurt his feelings.
I'm just saying, when you say Major Delay at Chappie's Deli, everyone won't know we are talking about the man named Major Delay.
How about I do takeout? Then you could say, no major delay at Chappie's Deli.
Yeah, that's not confusing. Thanks, Major Delay.
I get it. Please come by to any of the 5 locations of Chappie's Deli: Berry Hill Road, Pepper Tree, Prattville, Baptist South, and Auburn, where there is no major delay.
Yes, there is. I'm right here at Chappie's Deli.
Alexa smart speakers are great because you don't have to turn a dial or push a button to listen to News Radio 1440. Just say, Alexa, play News Radio 1440.
I'm on it.
You're good to go.
All right, in the morning, tributes are pouring in for actor and comic Martin Mull from TV's Fernwood Tonight and the show Roseanne, who died at the age of 80. Entertainment correspondent Julie Walker has more.
Here's a clip with Vicki Lawrence from his 2018 sitcom, The Cool Kid.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, but no. Cooking is just a hobby I picked up when I retired, like Like, what are we talking about?
Ben and Jerry started as a fun hobby, too. And look at them now.
Yeah, I don't care about your other friends.
He got his first Emmy nomination as a guest actor on Veep.
To me, what I did on Veep, I'm very proud of. But I'd like to think it's probably more collective. At my age, it's more collective. It might go all the way back to Fernwood.
Mole became nationally famous on Mary Hartman, and had the starring role in its spin-off Fernwood Tonight. I'm Julie Walker.
Another big weekend at the box office ahead of the July 4th holiday. Inside Out 2 breaks a financial barrier in the process. Kevin Carr has details.
Box office champ Inside Out 2 three-peated this weekend with $57 million.
And things couldn't be better.
Leading the summer box office rebound, the new Pixar sequel has made $469 million domestically and cracked $1 billion worldwide, becoming the first film since last summer's juggernaut Barbie to do so.
We can help each other. We have to get out of the city.
In a strong second place was A Quiet Place Day One, silencing $53 million for the weekend.
Save everyone we can.
This is the best opening for the horror franchise, making almost $100 million worldwide for its first run.
That looks like a promising place. A place I might be able to see myself.
The third spot belongs to Chapter 1 of Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga, with $11 million. That's not great for the partially self-financed epic western. It's unclear if its core audience isn't racing to see it in the theaters on the first weekend because they're waiting for streaming, or they're still salty after the multi-hyphenate bowed out of the end of Yellowstone.
I need nasty Mike, bad boy.
And the fourth spot was Bad Boys Ride or Die with $10 million.
See, Mike, that's how you command the universe.
Finally, rising into the top 5 was Kalki 2898 AD, a Telugu sci-fi epic about the avatar of Vishnu fulfilling a prophecy, whipped up $5.5 million. I'm Kevin Carr.
America in the Morning for Monday, July 1st, 2024 is produced by Jeff McKay. Our senior producer is Kevin Delaney. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One.
Did you know that Alabama law requires all pets to be currently vaccinated against rabies? This is State Public Health Veterinarian D. Jones. Rabies vaccination not only protects dogs and cats from the deadly virus, it also reduces the risk to the owners who could unknowingly be exposed by their unvaccinated pets. Help us protect you, your family, and your pet by getting them vaccinated today.
This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
If you're always missing part of your favorite show because you have to get out of the car, don't worry, take us with you, either through our streaming app or through your Alexa or Google smart home device. News Radio 1440. WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440. Also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery. A Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. In just a couple of hours from now, the Supreme Court is expected to announce its final decisions of the term. The one generating the most interest involves former President Donald Trump and whether he can be held to account for alleged crimes committed while he was in office. Correspondent Jan Crawford is outside the High Court.
It seems highly unlikely that the Supreme Court is going to embrace Donald Trump's sweeping claims that he has absolute immunity from prosecution. He can't be prosecuted for his actions around January 6th. But I also think on the flip side, it's unlikely that they're going to embrace the lower court decision suggesting that he has no immunity.
A CBS News poll finds a growing number of voters who say President Biden should not run again after last week's shaky debate. Maryland Governor Wes Moore tells Face the Nation he is standing by Mr. Biden.
When you look at the record that he has and the momentum that we've been able to instill in our own individual states, that could not happen without the partnership that we have with the Biden-Harris administration.
A Category 3 Hurricane Beryl is barreling toward the Windward Islands, where it's expected to make landfall today after strengthening to a Category 4. Meteorologist Jim Cantori checks in from the Weather Channel.
This would only be the second major hurricane to hit Grenada if it hits them. Then it goes across all this warm water just south of Jamaica, maybe into the Yucatan. Belize City definitely in play, but it should be a weaker hurricane by the time it gets there.
It is the earliest Category 4 Atlantic hurricane on record. There's outrage in upstate New York after police released body cam video of the shooting death of a 13-year-old during a traffic stop. CBS's Michael George is in Utica.
Police say he pointed what looked like a gun at officers. One officer wrestles the teen to the ground and punches him. Another officer fires.
Oh my God! Yo, he just shot him!
The teen, identified as Nia Emwe, died at the hospital.
Police say his weapon turned out to be a pellet gun. The California Department of Correction says a prison inmate who escaped almost 13 years ago has finally been arrested in New York City. Eduardo Hernandez was serving time for an armed carjacking. A nod to black dads at the BET Awards in L.A.
Showed up.
Keke Palmer and Victoria Monet were part of a mostly female tribute to Usher, who accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award.
This one is for all of the men out there being generals to their sons and motivation for our future black leaders, young men.
Usher also won Best R&B Male Pop Artist. S&P futures up 13. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with the human health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, and powerful anti-aging supplements. Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SAVE.
That's going to be interesting.
SAVE to 511-511 and plan 40% off. SAVE to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Parades closed out Pride Month from coast to coast.
Hundreds of thousands line San Francisco's Market Street to view the parade, featuring giant floats, bands, dancers, all draped in rainbow colors.
San Francisco Pride it's the big show. It's the Mardi Gras of the Bay Area, and at the same time, it's so much more to so many people, and so many people come from all over.
I think this is really about fighting for people's rights, justice. It doesn't matter what you are. It's all about having a freedom of speech and love who you are and be who you are.
Jeffrey Schaub for CBS News, San Francisco.
New survey may have more lovebirds asking, honey, where do we keep them up? It finds 69% of adults in this country think it's, well, hot when their partner cleans. And we're not talking about the summer temperatures. That's not the only upside of cleaning. More Gen Z and millennials say they'd prefer a clean home than an expensive gift. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. AGE.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Got to work before. Left there and never smoked again. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. Smoke 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, enjoying exercise, and who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I could breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much
I
energy.
got so much
Stop smoking, lose weight now without cravings, irritability, or your money back. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis Seminar and lose the weight, stop smoking, feel great for only $49.99 guaranteed. Sunday, July 14th at the Hilton Garden Inn, Montgomery East in Montgomery. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com.
Prescriptions required online.
Hey, they are right there.
Appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Is the voice of the conservative millennial. The Ben Shapiro Show, Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Discover. Time with family, laughs with friends, and cash back. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover doubles all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with cash back match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Tracking more heat and humidity for the first day of July. Temperatures this afternoon, they'll top out in the upper 90s, feeling like over 100 with the humidity. 1 or 2 showers will be possible. Most will stay dry today. Tonight we'll see lows in the 70s. For the 4th of July week, we're expecting more heat. Highs each day will top out in the 90s. Afternoon chances for rain, maybe a thunderstorm will be possible each day, with overnight lows in the 70s. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Nick Gunter on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right here in the Tri-County area, we're looking pretty good. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Down south of town in Lowndes County, we've got a problem on 65 southbound. Mile marker 147, that's south of Leahatchee. Got an overturned vehicle there, so be advised. The Festival Plaza has it all. Visit the Comic Shop, Montgomery Cardiovascular Health and Fitness Center, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn of Collier's Managed Development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Monday. The Butler County Health Department was destroyed in a fire, and now officials are looking for a temporary location to provide services. State Fire Marshal's office says the fire started early Sunday morning, and it doesn't appear to be intentional. Officials confirm no employees were inside, and no one was hurt. A Millbrook police officer is still recovering after being exposed to drugs during a traffic stop. Police say they pulled over 2 people, searched the vehicle, and found meth and what they believe to be marijuana. During that stop, the officer came in contact with a powdered substance and became dizzy and short of breath. That officer was treated with Narcan. Happening today, the city of Selma is holding a special call meeting. The meeting is set to start in Selma at 6 p.m. Officials are set to talk about a proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year. I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News, and these are your Monday morning headlines.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the cars would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy, like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's.
Of course, I don't have. So who's going to do most of the talking? You, of course, and then. And you want me? Yeah, you have a seat right there.
I'm not talking.
You're not talking. Well, you have a seat right there in back. So you and you have a seat right there. I've been known to do that, but I won't do it.
I have done one show with you. I don't know if you remember.
Grab it by the big bar right there, because that'll come out. Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
So those questions, who is going to answer? Sanke is not going to be there.
No. I don't know if he's going to be there. Did it come out? Yeah. Oh, well, give me your camera. I'll take a picture of you guys.
You have this thing already?
Yeah. Not that I needed it.
I will stay out of picture. Only
Well, without you, there would be no heat, and he wouldn't be as heavy as he is. So
I think he's doing on his own, so it's worth it. Be on the picture.
Okay. We got AI now. You can always just cut you out of the picture.
Okay, sounds good. If you could cut me out.
Yeah.
I want. He's working as a high school, but he's on.
You must be smart, because normally I don't talk to 16-year-olds.
Thank you so much.
16. Yeah, I don't normally talk to them because they don't have much.
Is that
sense.
okay?
Yeah. It's good to have somebody young to talk to.
And then
Because last night,
any suggestions how to present for him? This is the first.
Okay.
That's okay. I saw what you're going to present.
And can he ask some of the questions?
Sure. Because he probably knows far better what you ask than I do.
I'm going to sound
Put your headphones on.
Shapiro Show tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus.
The volume's really low. Is that okay?
Oh, you can turn it up right here? Yeah. Now, I do what's called Our Daily Bread first, and then we'll come back to you guys. Okay.
So with my questions.
And good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's feeling well this morning. You know what time it is? It is Monday morning. It's a Monday. And you're still here. It's time for Our Daily Bread. Now, we got some special guests this morning. As soon as I get done, but I gotta do this, and it's called Our Daily Bread, and it's a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It is the first day of July, 2024. Believe it or not, the days and the years are going by, and you don't even realize it, but they're going. Today's Daily Bread is called Serving at the Pleasure. Our scripture insight today comes from Ephesians 4 and 15. Ephesians 4, 11 through 16. But Ephesians 4 and 15 reads, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of him who is the head, that is Christ. We'll be back after these messages, and then I'll bring you to our guests. We got some interesting people this morning, more interesting than I am. Okay, maybe not, but we'll work it out. So hold on. We'll be right back after this Our Daily Bread.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm
Okay.
Melissa Morgan, and I called our reading Serving at the Pleasure. Andrew Card was the chief of staff to American President George W. Bush.
Thank you, down there. I'll be right back.
His role in the White House, he explained. In each staff member's office hangs a framed statement of purpose. We serve
However you do
the
it is
establishment
fine.
of the president. But that does not mean that we serve to please the president or to win his or her
I'm not
pleasure.
worried.
Rather, we serve to tell him or her what he needs to do.
I'll talk about my
to
own
do the
background.
job.
And my
That
plan
job
was
is to
to
govern the
take two
United
persons
States of America.
and 2 or 3
In so many of our
persons you can
roles
ask,
and relationships,
what
we
will
slip
be the
into
best one you
people-pleasing
think
mode
from
rather
your level?
than building up
Just
each
play that
other
by
in
Are there any
unity,
specific
as the
instances
Apostle Paul
associated
often
with
urged.
this study?
In Ephesians 4,
I'll just
Paul
There
wrote,
is,
Christ himself gave
oh,
the
he can
apostles,
ask second
the
question.
prophets,
That
the
will be good.
evangelists,
Whatever he does.
the pastors,
These
and teachers
questions
to
you will
equip
be
his
answering,
people for
right?
works
So
of service,
does
so
having a
that the
mental
body of
condition
Christ
include
may
one's
be
risk of
built
committing
up until
violent
we
crimes,
all
right?
reach unity in the faith. In verses 15 to 16, Paul
does having a
cut
mental
through
illness-
our people-pleasing tendencies,
can't see that.
stressing that these gifts should be expressed by
Does having a mental
speaking the
condition increase
truth
one's
in
risk of
love,
committing
so that
violent
the
crime?
whole
That's
body
different than
grows
crime leading
and
to
builds
mental
itself
illness.
up in love.
I see.
But
So
people
that's
tend,
a
but people
good
tend to
Jesus, we
believe
serve
that having
people
mental
Or
illness.
to
they
build
other
them up
when you
and
are
to
on
accomplish
the
God's
thing,
purposes.
so slow.
Whether or not we
I
please
probably
Not
wouldn't
others
everybody.
will please God as He works through
Yeah.
us to create unity
Yeah.
in His
I
church.
tried this and they said I did great first time, so that's why I'm giving you hints.
Yeah.
Join me as I read from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 through
What about
16.
lethal means and suicide?
So Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, and
Yeah, I'll
teachers
let you hear about
to
it.
equip
I don't
God's people for works of service so that the body of Christ may be built up until we all reach unity in the faith.
Maybe
knowledge
he
of the Son of
said y'all
God,
y'all can handle all by yourself.
until to the whole
I'm sure
measure
you
of the
can.
fullness of Christ. Then we will no longer be infants, tossed back and forth by the waves and blown here and there by every wind of teaching, and by the cunning and craftiness of people.
So give me a
who
synopsis
deceive
of
instead.
so your
Speaking
field
the
is
truth in
psychiatry,
love,
of course,
Right.
we will
and
grow to become
you have a
equally
theory, if not a
and
theory,
mature
at least
body of him who is the head,
belief that
that is Christ.
that
From
the
him,
violence
the whole body, joined and
in our
held
communities
together
and
by
things like
every
that
supporting
has caused
ligament,
us severe mental harm.
grows and builds itself up in
So I'm not a
love
specialist in
as
this
each
area, first of
part
all. I'm
does
a
its
general.
work.
You don't have to be a common sense that to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
shooting at somebody every night.
But I
Let's
did
pray.
do some research on this
Mhm.
area,
Dear
and
God,
I've
we
got
want to
all
please
the
you by
research with me,
speaking
so
the
I'm answering
truth
the
in
questions.
love.
You probably won't get to all of it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and
that's
sisters.
fine.
Now, what
So
is
I'll
your
answer from
special?
that
Help us do
perspective.
this
What is your
today.
special?
I'm a general
In
adult
Jesus' name we
psychiatrist
pray.
and a general child psychiatrist as
Amen.
well. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Thanks for listening
there
today.
is
My
evidence in
name
the
is Elisa
literature.
Morgan, and today's encouragement was provided by our
I'm gonna-
Kind of common sense, though,
Yeah, it is common sense.
I mean-
But, no, there is evidence for it.
It's common sense.
So I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It is common sense.
Okay, enough of that for right now. You know, that's enough of that. We got enough of that. I'll do the Army stuff later on. Right now, I got very important guests in the studio with me this morning. I'm going to let him introduce himself. We're going to start out with the everybody knows there's this violence going on in our community. Everybody knows. I mean, even places where you wouldn't think it would be, it indeed is there. It has affected the way we live. It has affected the way we shop. Economically, it has affected us whether we know it or not, because nobody wants to come to Hamburger Hill and put up a shop. Okay, if every time you turn around, somebody's robbing it, shooting at it. A couple days ago, somebody at Circle K, one of our, so it affects every aspect of our lives. But the untold story is the mental effects it has on not only grown folks, but kids too, because kids analyze, they have to deal with it psychologically a lot different than grown folks do. We look at it and say, hey, that's another one. But kids don't understand that. Okay. And so this morning, we brought in a young man, and it's Dan already. No, okay. Now you don't look like, no, that's not right. A young man and a psychiatrist from Montgomery here. So give folks what your name is, sir. Then we'll introduce you in a second.
Okay, I'm Dr. Anil Saini.
Well, say that again. I had your mic off.
Sorry. I'm Dr. Anil Saini.
And you specialize in?
adult psychiatry and child and adolescent psychiatry. And I work out at Alabama Psychiatry here in Montgomery, which is part of River Region Psychiatry.
Mm-hmm. You know, I used to not give psychiatrists and psychologists much credit. I mean, only because I said, well, people know when they're crazy, but they don't. Crazy is not a bad word. That's a politically incorrect word.
Right.
People know when there's something off. Just a little bit of kilter. We know, but what we don't understand are the people that we affect around us, and when we do those things. Now we also brought another young man, and tell the folks who you are.
Anish Boyala.
And you are here to.
I'm here to help bring awareness about these certain health factors that are prevalent in our community, including like mental health awareness.
Okay, and you work with Commissioner Sankey. Okay. Well, first of all, though, let us before I get to that, let us understand when we give me some background on your research in this area and why should I worry about it?
So before we start, I want to mention that I'm a Montgomery native, so I have a very personal connection to this city and to this area. I was born here and I grew up here. I'm Indian in background, but I grew up here. And I became interested in this because growing up in the 1970s and 80s here, not much violent crime. You know, I looked at the statistics, and in the 1980s, we maybe had 4 or 5, murders in all of Montgomery County in the entire decade. If you compare that to now, we're having somewhere between 500 and 700 violent crimes a year in Montgomery County every year. And as we know, there's 70 or 80 shootings a year here in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
So the violent crime rate has just increased so much. And this is, I want to commend Anish for organizing this with the commissioner and with you, because this is such an important topic. What is the impact of all this violent crime on creating or bringing out mental health problems in the community? And there definitely is a strong connection to that. So if we want to improve our mental health, we need to come up with some solutions to improve this as well. That's what got me interested in it. As I mentioned to you, I'm a general psychiatrist in the community, but I just became interested in it. So I searched all the medical literature and can summarize some of that to you today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. Then let's get right busy. Oh, well, let me talk to Mr. Anish. So you want to talk about other things, but there's a connection in your mind.
Yeah. So like between mental health and physical health, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that there is some connection, but I also feel like they should be treated separately. So I feel like mental health can be connected, but there's also a difference between mental health and physical health for sure.
For sure. Doctor,
yes.
What evidence is there for a correlation between violent crime and developmental, although I think it's kind of obvious, developmental mental health problems?
Yeah, it's definitely common sense, as we talked about, you and I, but if anytime you want to answer a question like that, as a doctor, we try to answer it looking at what does the research show, rather than just answering what our opinion is, right? So the best way to do that is just to search the literature and look for what are called meta-analysis. Mm-hmm. So a meta-analysis is where they summarize all the studies out there into one kind of finding. They did that recently in 2021. They summarized 63 studies into one analysis, and they concluded that there was a very strong correlation between violent crime in communities and the development of mental health problems, depression, anxiety, PTSD, we can really understand. And they found a little bit of differences if there's direct violence, like if somebody directly experiences the violence, of course you can understand that maybe creating PTSD in people and things like that. But what they also found was that perceived violence had a bigger impact, actually. So if you live in a community and you feel like your community is unsafe and you feel like there's a lot of crime around you, that constant stress and anxiety from that is bringing out mental health conditions as well.
So not only are there economic and social stigma that go along with violence, but there's the unseen one, of course, which is the mental one, which may be the biggest impediment of all of moving forward, because kids process information differently than grown people do.
That's true.
And therefore, it is incumbent upon us, at least theoretically, to do something about this before we have a couple of generations here now that just not well, they won't be too productive. It's kind of hard to be a productive individual, grown person, if you are saddled with the mental grief and the mental baggage of the past. I mean, this is almost like being in combat, Iraq, someplace or something like that, and where our kids now. I mean, now we got people getting injured at home. I mean, used to be you could go to your home and at least get some sense of safety.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I grew up on Ann Street here in Montgomery back in the '80s, but if you look at west side of Montgomery, southwest side of Montgomery, it's become overridden by gangs and drugs, and there's a lot of shootings. And sorry, I know, and she's a 16-year-old, but there's a lot of prostitution in Montgomery. You see it all over the place. This comes along with the gangs and the drugs. So you're right. I mean, people are getting shot in drive-by, just driving their car down Southern Boulevard or wherever in Montgomery and just get hit by a stray bullet. And we got to do something about this. So I've been personally interested in this for quite a while. I saw that you had the mayor on April 22nd on one of your shows, and he's and he was explaining to me this is how this happened, that the mayor is trying to raise money for this topic and to try to help with mental health, and he started meeting with the county commissioner to discuss doing something like this. I hope this becomes a regular for you. Hopefully we can have it. You'll have some mental health guests on maybe once a month or something. This would be really great for the community. But yeah, we have to do something about it. The research is showing roughly a doubling of violent crime, creating more mental health conditions. That people who are exposed to violent crime roughly have about a double, 100% increased chance of developing different mental health conditions. So that's, for the sake of our community and for the mental health of our community, we need to reduce this crime. You also mentioned economics. I'll get into that a little bit later as a different question that I could answer. But yes, you're right. That there are a lot of factors that contribute toward violent crime, not just mental health, but people who grow up in low socioeconomic backgrounds, poverty, homelessness. They have higher rates of getting into violent crime as well. They get into that lifestyle sometimes of drugs and gangs and things like that. There was a study out of Texas in 2022 that showed that youth that grew up in poor homes or in homelessness or very poor homes have about a 50% increased risk of, they have 50% increased violent crime than kids who don't grow up in those environments. So that could be an area for intervention, maybe, right? How to help that particular community. You didn't mention education is another one. Education has a strong impact on reducing violent crime in young people. So the more educated a person becomes, another area for intervention. Right? So we need to identify what are these determinants of violent crime in the community and try to target some of them, right? Certainly you can take some, if the mayor is able to raise some of this money, he could, direct the police force to these high crime areas, maybe, right? That might help. That's a targeted intervention. But education, we're 49th or 50th in the country for education. And that hasn't improved for decades now. And a lot of poverty. I was surprised when I moved back to Montgomery in 2010 that there are a lot of poverty in the city. I'm a child psychiatrist, so half the kids in the city are on Medicaid now. They're dependent on free state insurance. We need to work on elevating half of the city.
Now, and again, anything I say here, it's strictly based on my life's experience and my limited education. So please forgive me if I sound like an ignoramus when it comes to some of these things. But what we've done in the last 30 years or so, or a little bit more, haven't we taken the responsibility for one's actions from that, and we put them in a collective of sorts? I mean, just because you're poor I mean, I'm a living example. Don't mean you got to go out and do things.
That's correct.
Black neighborhoods in America right now are under siege often, but there are more whites in America that are poor than black.
Right.
So why the elevation of these things in minority neighborhoods? What would be your
I mean, I think that's the history of the United States. Unfortunately, yeah, it's African American people. If you go back far enough, they were, as a society, they were in slavery, right?
But we've been out of slavery.
I know, but
maybe not.
but unfortunately, a lot of communities just haven't, kind of really risen out of that and gotten themselves very educated and good jobs and things like that, and they just got into this lifestyle. And so I didn't really mention it as necessarily an African American problem. It's a problem for everybody.
Well, it's a problem for everybody.
But you're right that that African American communities do have a high proportion of this as well, right?
Mm-hmm. So, we make up about 11 to 12% of the population. Yeah. If you had a magic wand and you could fix it, what would you suggest?
I'm a big believer in education. My father was a professor, and the data is so strong. The more years of schooling that you get, the less likely you are to get into this kind of a lifestyle, right? For two reasons. And one reason is just the practicality that you can now earn an honest living, so you don't need to do all this other stuff and get into gangs and drugs and stuff like that. But secondly, kids are not mature. The brain is still developing until we're about 25 years old, roughly. That's what MRI studies show. We arbitrarily decided people are mature at 18 years old. They're really not, right? The brain is still developing until you're about 25. So if you can keep kids in school a little bit longer, the longer you keep them in school, you're keeping them off the street, you're keeping them. Anybody who has kids knows this. You've got to keep your kids busy if you want to keep them out of trouble. You want to keep them off drugs, keep them out of gangs and things. You put them in summer programs, you put them in sports, you keep them busy. So if they have too much time on their hands, they get into the wrong things, right? Because they're kids.
Do you believe that our school system needs, I don't know if we have one, do we have a psychiatrist or psychologist on staff at any of these schools?
Most of the schools have a counselor or maybe a social worker working there. I did, for 7 years, do a clinic with Montgomery Public Schools. It was free for everybody in Montgomery Public Schools, so that was something that I was just doing for the community. It ended in 2019, but that was a really good program. We did it at Fuse Elementary here in Montgomery. But I don't know if right now I'm in a different kind of aspect of working right now, so I don't know if they're still doing that or if they have anybody who's doing that right now at Fuse. So I'll have to find out. That was a good resource and we decided to make it free for the community because we figured if you're in public school, you might be in a disadvantaged background.
Okay. So. One more thing. We know the proliferation of drugs. What's this one that they come across the border all the time?
Right. You mean like narcotics?
Yeah. Whatever it's called. Fentanyl, marijuana. We live in a permissive society today where smoking marijuana is not thought to be harmful, but I think it does. Science has shown it does slow down some of your brain cells. I mean, if it didn't do anything for you, you probably wouldn't smoke it. Do you think that lends itself to the impediment of progress? Is it an impediment to progress in poor neighborhoods?
Well, yes, definitely. It definitely is. I mean, so I can answer that several ways. So since we're on violent crime, I'll start with that. So we know that I think one question that we could ask is, does having a mental illness make you more likely to commit violent crimes, right? So, we know that crime is leading to people developing mental health conditions, but do people who have mental health conditions commit more violent crimes? The research is suggesting yes, about 100% increased chance, right? So in the general population, if you follow everybody for 5 years, 1 or 2% of people commit violent crimes. That's what the statistics show. People who have mental health conditions, about 5%. So it's about double. People who do drugs, on top of that mental health condition, 10% chance of committing violent crimes. So it doubles again. And I didn't know this because I did research before I came on here, but there's an interesting study looking at cannabis use, since you brought that up. People who are heavily smoking, like daily smoking cannabis pretty heavily, had about if they had mental health conditions, had about a 10% chance in a 5-year period of committing violent crimes. So it increased their rate as well. You see that same number with alcoholism in mental health. So it doesn't seem to matter what the drug is, whether it's cannabis, alcohol, illicit drugs, use of any substances that are disinhibiting you, and you have a mental health condition, seem to be leading to more violence. So, and some authors argue that in the mental health population that are committing violent crimes, about 5% in a 5-year period, they believe that most of that violence is not from the mental health condition. It's actually the substance abuse because people with mental health conditions highly use use illicit substances as well. So some of the authors believe that it's not the mental health condition that's causing that. It's the fact that they use drugs and alcohol, things like that. That's out for debate. But it looks like drugs and alcohol disinhibit people, right? If you look at people who don't have any mental health condition, alcohol doubles their rate of violence too. Right. So
is the definition of mental health changed over the years? Because it seemed like to me that responsibility or the lack thereof is being considered a mental issue now.
Right.
Okay. I'm just are we changing the paradigm of all of some of these diseases to make them to take the responsibility away from people's actions?
I think that's happened to some extent. I think there's a chemical nature to a lot of these conditions, right? A genetic nature, people inherit genes. So we can understand depression chemically and anxiety conditions. Certainly schizophrenia has a lot of genetics behind it. There's chemical imbalance in the brain. But if you look at personality disorders, nobody really knows fully what personality disorders are. And a lot of the crime that's committed are by people that have antisocial personality types, right? So this is pervasive all the way back into childhood. This is a hot topic in psychiatry, all the way back into childhood. These are children that when they're growing up, the parents will say, my child doesn't feel any guilt or remorse for anything he does. He's constantly doing wrong things. He's challenging all the limits, lies, he steals, he's doing all these, he gets violent with people and fights. But he's only 8 years old. He started killing animals recently, something like this, right? So therapists have been very interested in treating these children. Can you save them from becoming as these social, they feel no guilt or remorse about doing wrong things? No therapy was shown to change that. No therapy. Only thing that changed that for these children was fear of the law and fear of consequences. So yeah. So what's important is it's a personality type, right? But psychiatry went and listed these personality disorders as disorders. So when you look at rates of violence, studies are saying that prisoners have high. If you look at prison population, they have a higher rate of violent behavior, right? Well, that's because a lot of them have antisocial personality.
Right. I had to take my close to some of them, and I have a personality too. We'll be back. I got a young man here, 16 years old, and let him be a part of this conversation. And tell me folks maybe.
Hi, my name is Mr. Okay. And I would like to ask if having a mental health disorder roughly doubles the behavior, what about the lack of access to mental health therapy?
We'll get to that soon.
Radio 1440.
While supplying service, this can take the time of purchase. He still is associated with retail.
Ready for the first day of July. Temperatures
Yeah, that's kind of have that would make
right.
We call it that. But my group of people, yeah, people listen. I don't know. I think the discipline is the only in our community. I think public schools give you an IEP now. regardless of what your behavior is, we're going to give you an IEP.
Right.
I mean, and a teacher told me a couple months ago that a little kid came up and said, "Hey, B, you know who I am? You shouldn't he was back in the room before she was. It just seemed to be a lack of discipline in our community. That's all over.
Right. It goes off the water. The therapy all that. And so the therapy is exactly the same.
I can't get everything. We can't. This got to be. It's got to be more. This is a continuing discussion.
We mentioned it a little bit. We mentioned it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to be able to get everything. But they're coming back. Now, I'm trying to get your so what you want to talk about is how the lack of health care, mental health care, affect our overall mental psyche.
No, like violence.
Violence.
Yeah, like as a risk factor. So risk factor is criminal.
Yes,
I feel like all the areas in Alabama, two doctors. So
I'm currently the only full-time child psychiatrist in my government.
So
in the capital of Alabama,
which is a lack of
right
healthcare or mental health.
This is horrible. You go to Birmingham, you probably have 100, right? Because there's a medical school. And that is responsibility.
As you can tell, I'm kind of hard.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end, I could realize I really want to thank you.
But you guys know each other.
Yeah, we know
each other.
So what he goes
I'm just volunteering. My head is running all these computers and all that. Yeah, this is gonna be more than one.
Yeah, I've got friends and stuff.
Yeah, this is pretty much. But it's like a lack of control in our home, and I don't know what that is. But we need to beat our kids more.
This is a good approach.
Not abuse them.
Everything's like this medication.
Yeah. Brutal. The BELT. We are going to get back to same. Come put the name. Anish. Ola.
Well,
You work with you go to land and you have an interest in healthcare. And to what extent and what brought you to this at a young age? What brought you to this area of your study?
so originally, after And
Do you wish you keep mentioning what we do? Sometimes things happen. What we do have, and most out of a natural instinct, what the best for the most do that. Survival instinct. Like the kid, the bear takes care of the cub, the cat takes care of the kitten. It seems that we're the only group of only species right now that really seem to our offspring. Let me ask you a question. And this kind of deep, and you all do you believe there's a philosophical issue with the violence, in whatever community it is? When I say philosophical issue, what you have been taught to believe, okay, doesn't have anything to do with is there anything just for what we have been reading? Not necessarily psychological issue, but a philosophical issue. If you believe, I got a guy that's in my chair sometimes that he thinks amoral. I don't think so. I don't think everybody knows the difference. Wrong. Whether they practice it or not, that's a different story. But do you believe there are people who have an inability to know the difference between right? That's those people. And do you think that's a legitimate diagnosis? It's a legitimate diagnosis. I mean, when you talk about the almost no one, really, no one has are you really doing? You don't feel guilty. You just know it's wrong. But that guilt or remorse doesn't stop. Right. So if you know it's wrong, you know there are borders of which you should not cross. Right. And that's if you're the only thing I would the therapist. Exactly. Discipline, rules, consequences. Imagine how a child parents are not trying to fight school. I know this. I mean, yeah, but they're not going to get through that. On the other hand, you have to give them the because nothing's going to be enough. So you have to have that structure and keep them. All the issues that you're bringing up today, it's like that. They still become adults. That do wrong things. Can some of this be attributed to environment? Okay. Because genetically, I don't know if you can prove to me that genetically you are predisposed genetically to act crazy. I understand why you're using that word. I'm glad you're using it because I think a lot of the viewers are probably think that way. So we don't use it obviously as your doctor because it's but like we're labeling you crazy. We all know what that means. Yeah. What really means hear voices, they see things that are not there. You're an alien. I'm Elvis Presley. You know, people with schizophrenia or with psychotic disorders act crazy, right? When they're sick, you get them on their medicine. Yeah. But yeah, mood disorders are not an excuse. Good morning on there. Hello. Let me say for Trump right now. Well, that's a whole different show. Yeah.
So I'll try not to get political.
Yeah,
on the
that's
show.
right. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, most of our politicians, have strong narcissistic traits, right? I mean, if you take Obama was very good. Anyway, we're not going to get political on
Yeah.
the show.
Well, listen, we're not gonna get into that right now. You call me after this, and we'll talk about that. But I do know whatever we call, whatever, anytime you get a 60-year-old involved or interested, it certainly meant a certain type of exposure and endearment. Because most 16-year-olds can worry about playing war to war or whatever those games are. I got a young man here who's concerned enough about it because not only does it affect the community, it's everything within that community. Now, you mentioned something. I got a commercial that comes on my show, and they say, don't be kids, and all that do is make you more aggressive. It's going to make me more aggressive. I mean, discipline seems to be psychologically. Are we seeing that discipline is no longer relevant?
No, there's not evidence, especially younger. I think study. It's just like a study. That's usually effective in the behavioral growth in terms of helping to
or negative stimuli.
Right. Right. So you can do either one, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for a while, for a couple of decades, people have been arguing that you should just use a time off because you don't have to. I mean, then there is some data that excessive use of violence, can lead
Well,
to.
we don't need abuse.
It can lead to I got it.
Yeah.
You got spanked.
Yeah. My generation got beat.
We got tore up.
Yeah. We had some Pavlov, you know who he is. Certainly, condition and response. What a great experiment, the saliva, the salivating. You get a bad you know exactly where to go when the bill went. I cannot believe that same kind of condition, which is with discipline, now would not have the same effect on our society today.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And I think we've gotten away from local punishment, and we've gotten away from it. I think there's a role to it, especially in younger children.
If you're 16, too late.
Yes. You don't want to be teaching teenagers that the way you were maybe. And also, meaning
that's why you close the door, put on the boxing glove, and say, "Now, come on." I wouldn't say to a 16-year-old, "You don't think you think I'm a spanking?" Always going to get involved. Let me say this: come on the other. Come on.
So I counsel patients that it's only coming to me, I start looking at the legal system and the medical system. Help you become that's help your child. But then there's also the legal system, which is not allowed to speak to them, especially in the South. Laws are different in the North and the Southern states. You can at any time in the South, we have different problems. And
which one do we have locked up?
a lot.
Which one? But we don't know who it is.
So if there's any mental condition that you would think help you, but it is so hard to prove that at the community. Now let's take somebody who's got ADHD, somebody who's got personality.
Supposedly has aliens.
Well, ADHD is a real thing. It's a chemical thing too. But is it overdiagnosed?
Okay. Don't give me some leeway.
So let's say a child has one of these things, and they go to school and they feel something, and well, I was off for ADHD, and I was wrong, and that's not an excuse. You're still guilty. This is a mitigating factor when they sentence you. They might let you because you have to do that's not. Right, I counsel you need to if you have a question or you have everything or something, you need to know that by the time you grow up because there's no excuse for doing that. So not legally, yeah, but it's kind of called about the socioeconomic factors, and that makes things growing up in poverty, growing up in a community does statistically associate. First of all, people that live in poverty or live in low socioeconomic, they have higher contact with the law. Just statistically, they just have higher contact. At least not the personal opinion. Right? They just don't. They most of it, or you get more. So they have more opportunity.
Does the behavior come from low socioeconomic status, or does the low socioeconomic status come as a result of the behavior?
Well, no, I mean, you're gonna get some followers because there are a lot of people that come from a background where maybe there was not education in the family, and nobody really got out of poverty. Right? And these families are still in poverty. But are the opportunities there? My father was a college professor. Okay, he passed away this summer. But my father was a teacher 55 years. He was a college professor at Tuskegee University. Okay? And he used to tell me, unfortunately, the African American community, they have a vaccine in place. They can get into school,
which didn't have anybody named white women.
Well, they could get into school more easily with lower grades and things, but still, they weren't. A lot of people are not taking advantage of that. They're not getting an education.
I got about 45 seconds left. We're gonna have y'all back.
Absolutely, I would love to come back again. So I'm at Alabama Psychiatry, phone number 334 239 282. It's on University Court right across the street.
And you won't be you
Thanks for having me.
It's not nearly long enough to have this conversation, but
I wanted to talk about gun violence.
Okay, we're gonna get you back. We're gonna get you back. So we'll be back. Yeah, this is gonna take a few hours.
I'm with you on the discipline. That is missing right now.
Wood is always good. But again, though, I think the question I asked,
you're gonna laugh at
me. Do we have socioeconomic issues because of our behavior, or does one overlap? And I tell you, it may be a combination of both. You ain't gonna never get out of poverty if you have 15 kids or 15 kids. If you drop out of the 9th grade, you are doomed. Your kids are doomed. You have never seen an example of you doing anything.
We do need to get out of having excuses. We're here for therapy with people we don't care for. You have any excuses? I'm just asking if I have. No, I'm just saying.
Yes, I do.
Kevin Rodriguez. When the Supreme Court releases its final opinions for the term this morning, we're expecting to find out that justices would block any effort to prosecute former President Donald Trump for alleged crimes committed while in office. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Elkins. If the court finds that Trump is immune to criminal prosecution, I suspect they will say that only with respect to official acts, not private acts. evidence from key political strategist Steve Bannon this morning to serve a 4-month term for declining in order to testify in Congress' January 6th investigation. CBS's Robert Legary.
He should have been charged because he was following the election and refused to condemn the conducting the people. If he's taken that issue all the way to the Supreme Court, he must move to stop his service and he's further appeals the issue.
The islands for hurricane. Barrow is now pounding the southeast islands as a powerful Category 4 storm, the earliest ever to form in the Atlantic. Odyssey meteorologist Craig Allen.
The storm will continue to vary in intensity, but will range between a Category 3 and Category 4 on the wind scale. That means this continues to be a major hurricane and will remain that way as it transfers on through the Caribbean.
Hurricane overnight brewing CBS's Chris Valentine.
Spirit takes over quality control over oversight and production. Creates 737 fuselage.
The Justice Department is pressuring government to plead guilty to criminal fraud in 2 deadly crashes involving its 737 MAX. If it does not, the company faces a criminal trial. Things are going Emmanuel Macron's way in snap parliamentary elections in France. CBS's Elaine Cowell is in Paris.
Taking the lead in the first round of voting, the power National Rally Party is now hoping to win an absolute majority in some of these primaries and then form the next government. That would mean an uncomfortable 2 years for President Emmanuel Macron and considerable political instability.
Happy birthday to America's first zoo. Philadelphia Zoo is celebrating its 150th anniversary today. Swung open in West Philly on July 1st, 1874, with almost 600 animals on display. Now it has more than 1,900. Longest-serving resident, Western Santa Cruz Galapagos tortoise named Moody, who arrived in 1932. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Age 30 our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better. Not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
Working with the human health experts, we came up with Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula that combines all of my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics for lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, fruits for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplement. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and help manage stress.
I work feel better in years.
Physicians drop down foods or text to 511 claim 40% off. Longest physicians
Every purchase comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Save
It takes a lot of money to make Americans feel secure. When you think about your life and your financial security, what number comes to mind? How much do you need to pay all your bills, buy a latte without feeling guilty, maybe a little left over a squirrel away for a rainy day? Would you be shocked to learn that number is $186,000? That's the number most people associate with financial security. Only 6% of us actually make that much or more. Most of us take in around $50 to $85,000 a year, but a girl can dream. Cooper Lawrence, CBS News. After her husband's disastrous debate show, First Lady Jill Biden fronts the cover of Vogue magazine in a white, blonde, double-breasted suit dress and bright blue earrings in her eyes. She's less concerned about fashion than her husband's political future. In an interview from over the weekend, Dr. Biden tells Vogue they won't let those 90 minutes define the 4 years. Kevin Elkins, CBS News.
Subconscious level, the image or snapshot of yourself. If you have a healthy image, you attract healthy habits. We work on under hypnosis, taking the pleasure association out of smokers that they have towards smoking, putting back in what they already know consciously, the filthy, disgusting habit that they never wish they start in the first place. That can and get them out of these sessions, feel good about themselves, and want to become in a giant pool of business competitors, don't be the one left unseen and out of reach. If you are business owner, you want to become a online presence for expert. Introducing Cumulus Boost, boost your website, boost your credibility, boost your reputation, boost your business. Find out. Get boost. Boost.com.
think it's a conclusion. Did they all put their single down toward the stand to help their favorite candidate, Joe Biden? Yeah, they did. Who led the whole campaign? Joe Biden. On the audio show later today, right here. Are you ready to give your home a summer medical shop huge discounts on premium customizable window treatments. You're going to love blinds.com. I love them. They invented the better way to shop for energy saving blinds and shutters and motorized options, and it's all online. And blinds.com always has free professional design experts. They can help make a minor project like updating your window treatments that will have a major impact on your home's decor, while keeping things simple, easy, and affordable. Also, you get unlimited window treatments installed for one low cost. And as always, you can rest easy because with Blinds.com, they have their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Shop Blinds.com and their huge 4th of July early access sale right now. Sizzling summer savings up to 50% off site-wide. Get up to 50% off, but only for a limited time when you go to Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Now, y'all, Lewis, at the Capitol Oyster Bar, we're over here on the beautiful Alabama River, and we're also closed this week. So if you can't come join us this week, that's right. We took off. We do this every summer, let everybody have a week off and enjoy some time with their families. So we'll get back down here next week. We'll be ready for you. Next week, next Sunday, we have Eric Johansson in town from New Orleans. We'll have food for you. So check it out, CapitolOysterBar.com, or our Facebook page. Don't forget, we'll close up all this week, but we do look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless America, and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
You can set reminders, make a grocery list, look up random facts and info in seconds, and play your favorite talk show, all with your smart home speaker. News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. As you can tell, I'm not really a fan of psychological mumbo jumbo, but some of it's relevant, I guess. I have not. It's not 2 hours for that. There's no way I can get my points across in the hour and that nature. Well, good morning to you. Hope today. First of all, let me thank all the folks who came out for spoons on Friday night at the RSA Tower. Really good stuff out there. It was really it was interesting. I want to thank all the people who participated in it. There are a lot of businesses in town. I didn't even know were here. And if I didn't know they were here, other people don't know they were here. So anyway, good food, good time, and it was really a great event for our first time doing it. I just showed them pass out liquor. I want you to show them pass out liquor. I wanted to drink something to look good, but since I never drank before, I just left it alone. Just left it alone. Anyway, it seems that we have another march, a march on violence up there. Somebody make it. Yeah. We have another. Yeah. I don't know how many times we're going to get to you guys that marching is not going to help because the people doing the crime are not marching. They're not walking. They don't care anything about our walking around town. They just don't care. They just don't. Uh, maybe there's some of those psychological maybe they got some of those psychological illnesses that we were talking about this morning, but they don't care because they've never been made to care. I don't know. And then I heard that I got the paper today. The guy who was out on the paper later actually back in jail now. I mean, why do we keep letting these same people out of jail and then go back out and what 10% of the population is keeping the rest of us hostage? I mean, come on. Why do we keep letting them out of jail? I put them in jail. I don't care if you violate their civil rights. You know, go to court on it. But while we're going to court, they be in jail. People don't care about being out on parole or being out on whatever it is that thing that they do. I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know that. I don't. What is that? Bail? They don't care about being out on bail. Giving them an opportunity, pay bail just gives another opportunity to get out and do some more harm. I'm just saying, whoa, judges in Montgomery, my God, help us. Okay, help us. You know, I'm familiar with the Constitution, but there's nothing in the Constitution that says that you have to allow people who continually go out and commit crime on the streets of Montgomery. Okay, can we deem these people menaces to society and forget them there? Hey, House Representative, State Senate, that's what we need to do. What we need is had menace to society. Okay, MTC, MTS. Okay, and once they get tagged as a menace to society, there is no bail. Okay, they don't care about it. They don't care about it. They just don't. Yeah, yeah. So they don't care. Menace to society, call them menace to society, and put their ass in jail forever. Okay, I don't care. Even if they're 12, put them in jail forever. Yeah, you know, I don't care. Okay. Look at people out there committing crime, and we give them bond, and we still let them out. Okay? I think what we'll do after the Biscuits baseball season is what we ought to do. Kevin Elkins, so on Friday, we take him out of jail, take him down to the Biscuits baseball stadium, put him over a bench, and whoop that butt with a big paddle on screen. That's what I would do. Embarrass the hell out of him. Okay. Anyway, I got to guess it. Let me grab this call, then I'll get somebody to guess. Hey, come on, who's this? Pretty good. How you doing? Yeah. Well, he did. He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Matter of fact, Mayor Strange, the first time I ever heard of gangs was when Mayor Strange, and the mayor said, hey, gangs is lame. Okay? Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotcha. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Bad. Bad. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes. not true. I mean, we called Mayor Bright on because Mayor Bright didn't know what the carpet was, but we called him on the carpet too. But, yeah, that's right. Good Bright. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to call me back. And I know you're gonna finish, but I got a guest here, and I don't want to be a very important man, so I don't want make take that. So duty call. Duty call. Okay. Now tell folks who you are as if they don't know.
Hey. Good. Yeah. Hey, Mike Merkin here with the Biscuit.
That's right. What's going on with the Biscuit? Are we in the playoffs?
We are in the playoffs. So it's weird. We're already in the playoffs. So the way our season works, we have a first half champion and a second half champion. In the last few years, the Biscuits have clinched the playoff spot in the second half, so normally like the last week in the season. This year, we went ahead and wrapped it up early. So our last Sunday home game was the end of the first half, and the Biscuits were able to clinch that playoff spot there. So we will have a home game coming up in September, guaranteed to have a home playoff game now. So tickets for that and more information on that will be coming out next week. I believe it's Thursday, September 19th. Don't quote me on the date. I know it is a Thursday, but so we're excited to be able to go ahead and be able to plan some promotions and plan some fun for that home playoff game that we'll have coming up here in September.
So let me get this right. So if they don't win another game,
already in the playoff. That's not a bad deal, right? Not a bad deal. I have like 70 games left in the season, and already in the playoffs.
Yeah. So we've been anybody else in the program?
Not from this year's team. I think there was a couple of guys from last year's team that have made the Major League debut. One pitcher made his debut with the Phillies, I believe, last week. So quite a few guys. I think we're well over 200 players that have come through Montgomery that have made the debut in the last year.
So does the Biscuit baseball stadium is it a replica of any professional?
No, it is one of the most unique stadiums that I've ever stepped into. I'd argue it's the most unique in all of Major League Baseball. Having the green shed right there that kind of goes our first base side, and then the new modern side where there's not many stadiums that have that historical feel and still have a lot of modern amenities that we have.
I'm talking about size and scope. In other words, if I walk into Wrigley Field, are we the same distance from first base?
No, yeah, from first to second, from the infield dimensions, every baseball stadium is all 60 feet, 6 inches from mound plate, 90 feet from base to base. So that's all the same, but the outfield dimensions are different in pretty much every single stadium. So for us, we're like 350 feet down the left field line, 333 feet down the right field line. 400 feet in center field, and that's something that's we have a curved outfield wall. I don't know any stadiums that have that curved outfield wall like we have. So that is one of the good things about baseball. Everywhere you play, there's a unique, interesting dimension.
You guys have to do something.
You haven't taken batting practice yet? Chris Adams-Wall's not here anymore.
No.
Into throwing batting practice and hit a home run on.
But however, listen, I will apologize over and over again for throwing that ball to the guys on.
Yeah, I mean, you ruined a kid's career.
I know.
His career. Throwing to what we're doing.
So, I'm always sitting here waiting for the call for Sunday game.
And I've told you it's always an open invitation.
Okay,
always an open invitation for you.
And listen, if Rick Hendricks ever gives up that job down there, I'm in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. Next time he has he's been doing some weddings and stuff.
Yeah.
So next time he has a wedding, fill in.
Yeah, I'm just calling the game.
Yeah.
Howard Cosell number 2.
Well, he doesn't do the Howard Cosell style.
Oh.
He's just announcing, PA announcing that everybody in the stadium does. What you want to do, I think, is you want to be on the radio with our broadcaster Jackson Keenan over on 740.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, you can fill in all the time in between pitches and you can tell stories.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you're from.
Right? You may not like my story, but you can tell it. It was my Montgomery Biscuits, and you are you're the manager.
Yeah.
So you don't do any coaching.
No, I don't coach. I just oversee the fan side of it. So all of our ticket sales, sponsorship sales, all of our promotions, food and beverage, anything that can increase the fan experience. That's my area. What happens on the field, the Tampa Bay Rays take care of all that.
Okay. Of course, you never bring the hand.
I just you want to like make it seem like I don't care.
Okay, I'm just saying. But the baseball. Now, I must admit to you, you guys are the only baseball team that I pay attention to anymore.
Me too.
I just. But in baseball is still made for it. I don't care if anybody says. I don't know about TV, but that's on the Sunday afternoon or whenever the game is played, and you're hanging underneath the shade of the wind blowing briskly. I mean, it is just something about listening to a game that's really unique.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things about baseball is, and one of the things that people say they don't like about baseball, I actually think is a better thing, is that it's slow moving. There's a lot of downtime, but for me, that creates more of a social atmosphere. So when you come to the ballpark, or when you're listening on radio or whatever it is, you have time for conversation with the people that you're with, and it's okay. Well, here's the next pitch. Let's watch the next pitch, and that pitch happens, and then it's back to your conversation and back to having fun. So it is a very communal event. So that's something that I really love about the game of baseball.
Now, you guys are trying to speak the game up.
Yeah, so Major League Baseball has put in some a lot of different initiatives with pitch clock and having time between when the batter has to be in the batter's box, the pitcher has to be ready to throw, and it has sped up the game quite a bit. You look from it at the major league level from the time they instituted the pitch clock, they shaved like 25 minutes off of a game on average in one season. And that's something that we've had at the moment level for a few years prior. And it's something that I really enjoy that fans can continue our average games and obviously and there is a lot of great action there, a lot of great athletes out on the field. And another thing that they've done to try to increase the action on the field, they've taken away the shift rules or create rules where you can't shift in certain ways, so more balls are landing in play, and they've increased the size of the bases. So it doesn't seem like much, but our actual bases have increased by 3 inches in all directions. So rather than a 15-inch base, we have an 18-inch base, and that's encouraged more steals. We already have a player on our team that's 60 steals for the season. It's incredible. Last year, 115. And he is one of the fastest players in all of baseball. So he's definitely a little bit of an anomaly. And it is something that's really cool to see.
One more thing. When a pitcher throws the ball and the guy, the umpire, I guess that's the umpire who calls him, is that all man or is it any technology using? Because it seems like to me, if my pitch is a strike or a ball or whatever, why should we left up to the guy back there who may need some glasses, who didn't really see it, but he gets to call me out? Is there any technology being used?
So in our league, no. In the Southern League, there is not. In other leagues in our league, they are experimenting with the automated ball strike system, where there's 2 different versions of it. One of them is there's an umpire behind home plate that has the earpiece in, and he's getting a feed from which is in the strike zone, and the umpire gets a buzz in his ear and says, okay, that's a strike. There's another system that we use at AAA, which I am actually a big fan of, where it's a challenge system. So the umpire is making the call. He's saying ball and strike, but the batter or the pitcher can challenge it. So if he calls a strike and the batter quickly taps the helmet and says, "Hey, no, I don't think that's a strike," they can review it and say whether it's a strike or a ball, and they show it up on the video board. They show where the pitch was. It's a really cool feature there that Major League Baseball is experimenting with that I think will be coming on board in the near future.
Yeah, I think that's good. That makes it get more interesting. I don't care about the machine, the machine and man.
Yeah, the combination of the ability to challenge and create a little bit of drama in the game. We've seen some games at AAA level where it's coming down to the last strike of the game, and the umpire calls the ball, and the pitcher says, "Hey, wait," and he wants to review it, and the ABS system comes in and says, "Actually, that was a strike, and game over. Congratulations." So it does create a little bit more drama.
Outstanding. Is there a game tonight?
Not tonight. There is a game on July 4th. So the Biscuits will be on the road tonight through Tuesday down in Pensacola. And then on Thursday night, we'll be coming home for our 4th of July celebration. We have a t-shirt giveaway for the first 1,000 fans, 15 and over, and then, of course, the Max Fireworks Show. It's going to be one of our biggest Max Fireworks shows of all time. Here at the Rock City, we're actually combining forces with the city of Montgomery. So over the past few years, if we were home on the 3rd, they would have the fireworks celebration on the 4th. We were home on the 4th, they'd have it on the 3rd. This year, we're both doing it on the 4th. It's going to be one huge Max Fireworks Show combining with the city of Montgomery and the Montgomery Biscuit Fireworks Show to take place following our game. So there won't be, if you're going down to the riverfront, you're going to have to wait until the game's over. So you might as well just come to the game and didn't know exactly when the fireworks are going to happen. And of course, you're planning on hosting for People's Live. Answer those plans. We'll cook for you. We'll have a ton of burgers and hot dogs and connected sausages and cold beer for you to come down to the ballpark and have a good time.
If I want a ticket, how do I get a ticket?
Biscuitsbaseball.com. You can find out more information about all the promotions we have going on. You can get your tickets right there. You can come down to the Health Street.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good. My Montgomery Biscuits. What color are biscuits?
Butter and blue.
I'm going to say wrong.
Yep.
We'll be back after this.
Sir.
No problem, man. No problem. I hope I'm not. I hope that's going to be good. Oh, the worst throw. Oh, the worst throw of baseball game I ever did. What is that? I almost did it.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS.
Just to get it online at radio. You will get a free consultation to medication prescription shipping if prescribed. A 100% online you couldn't trust generic alternatives to
Medical.com said you can get a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no appointments, offered face-to-face conversation. Start your free trial. You can get with Medical.com online history. Already there.
Facebook page. Don't forget, we're closing up all this week, so we do look forward to seeing you again soon. And God bless America, and thank you for your time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do you want to know the secret to baby brain development? It's you. Your baby's brain develops rapidly in the first few years. Two efforts won't help, so talk to them, read and see as much as you can starting from birth. You don't need fancy toys. Play peekaboo, read a book, or just talk about your day. For more information on baby brain development, talk with a pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
We started living in the fast on the block. We took it in this afternoon at 5:00. News Radio 1440.
All righty then, we are back. Okay, that's my guest thing is empty now. So hey, we got to get the information out there. Let me see. If somebody wants a free ticket, I'll see what I can do. All right, here's something else I got going on. Now, this is as you guys know, I'm they felt pity on me, so they wanted me to be involved in some kind of way. I am on the board of Open Spot Ministry. They needed my influence. Okay, no, they did. They just anyway. Never mind. Why I'm there. I'm there. So, I got a young man that we are trying to mentor. Young guy who actually goes to work every day, but he pays most of his money to get the ride to work. I can't believe he's paying almost his own check to get he works in Hangout. And he needs a car, this old cheap old car. So I'm looking somebody to donate one to me. I know some of y'all got extra cars out there that they trying to get them one. And I need one guy needs a bike. Okay. Now I'm trying to give Z to make me. I'm trying to give Z a bike to make me give it. So I'm trying to get Z to give his bike with it. He's getting ready for a car, and you don't really need a bike. So I think I get the bike thing covered. But if you know somebody out there with a little car that they don't really need, there are a lot of y'all out there, a bunch of cars in the driveway. Your car is true. But this guy is paying all of his money on Uber to get him back and forth to work to Hyundai. And he's trying to get him back together, and we're trying to see what we can do to help him out. So if somebody out there knows somebody, and he didn't have it, now, if y'all want to throw down a car or money to help me get him one, that'd be fine. Either way, the Open Spot Ministry is a place where we help people get back on the right track. Get back. It not only talk the talk, it's trying to walk the walk. And yeah, I'm asking my audience, somebody out there with a car. And what you do is you can text me 901-5022. That's 901-5022. I think I got the bike, but if you have a bike, or else I'm taking Z bike to give it to you. Me and Z just have to fight about that. I think Z is not going to get a car anyway, not a bike. But anyway, so if anybody can help me with these two items, but this guy spent all of his money, he's going to Hyundai, spent all of his money. I don't know how far Hyundai is out there, but it's a long way out Court Street. That's all I know. And he's paying all his money to cab. I mean, he's going to work every day, paying all of his money to get to work, And after he pays all that money, then he really don't have much money left to do maybe. Maybe in his life will pay. So, if somebody out there needs help, I appreciate it. You can text me 901-5022, area code 334-901-5022. one. I told him I think my audience will help me with this deal. Someone else is willing to, bless him with a car. And there's nothing fancy, nothing. If it's rolling, that's all we need to do. It's just roll. I do need a bike. If you have a bike that's not being used, you can drop it off. I think it's 125 Coliseum Boulevard, Open Car Ministry. But if I can't get one, I'm just gonna take Z-Bike. And he's bigger than I am too now, so he may put them up to get a book butt on me, but I don't think so. I think he respects that. He may call me crazy. But anyway, so anybody out there got a little car, somebody with a little car or something like that, please, my number is 901-5022. You can text me or call me on the cell phone, whatever the case may be, or a bicycle, so I don't have to fight with my son. But I don't think my son's going to mind it, okay? But if you do have a bike, there's a couple of people over there that can use one, and riding a bike works better than walking sometimes. I'm just saying. Anyway, 862-1440 is the number here. You're going to give us a call if it's on your mind. We were talking earlier about the bill. I mean, I understand people have a right to bail, but the same people keep getting put out, and then something happened at the school over there. It's the same people keep getting out and doing the same crime. Why are we allowing them to get out? And I mean, all these judges, they run for judgeships, and we want you to be fair. Honestly, we want you to be fair. We want you. Everybody has the right by the Constitution to have bail, reasonable bail. But it seems like to me, we make the bail just high enough so even crooks can afford to get out of jail. Don't make it easy for them to get out of jail. Make it difficult for them to get out of jail. But see, like me, have you ever noticed that these guys who go to jail always figure out a way to get out of jail? I mean, their buddy's got money. They don't mind spending the money. Make them really pay to get out of jail. This thing, I can't believe the last couple of months, so many reports in the newspaper about people who out on bail doing other things. I mean, come on, menace to society. There was a movie made like that a couple of years ago in the 90s, and I think we have art coming real life. Okay, I just I'm asking. Maybe our judges need to rethink their situation. Okay, rethink their situation there because I got to tell you, I don't like it. I don't like all these people getting out of jail when they shouldn't get out of jail. Okay, that's all I'm just saying. They don't need to get out of jail. We need to put people in jail for a long, long time. And I believe in the Constitution, but some of these people have destroyed their constitutional privileges by their own actions. Okay, because I know. Well, I was born poor. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't care about you being born poor. I really don't. We live in a society where now if you just try a little bit, somebody will help you. So I don't hear no more about how poor I am. That's why I went out and robbed people and killed people. I want to hear. Good morning, who's this? Good morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's not act like we picking on God. I mean, the law is the law. If you're not supposed to be selling cigarettes, they just don't sell the cigarettes. And I agree with you. I agree with you. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Well, we don't. I mean, we don't know what happened, so I don't. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. All right, appreciate it. Also, we were talking about this last week. We have why people don't want the Salvation Army in their community until they need it. Okay, and I don't know what's going on in District 6 now. They're trying to get maybe Veronica Mitchell to call us and tell us what's going on. I mean, I think we turn them down, but they help. The Salvation Army help people in all of the community. Okay, and to make them go through this for a couple of years trying to find a place, it's unconscionable to me anyway. Good morning, over here. Morning. But it doesn't assure it. Plenty of people, but some don't. But some don't. Most of them don't. So why do we why do we arrest people first because they are presumed and then give them this? If that if what you're saying is true in practice, then we wouldn't arrest anybody until after the trial. You put me in jail because you accused me of doing a crime. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the first time I agree with you. Let me ask something. Right. But the first time I agree with you. But to bring the guy back the second time while he's released on bail, he ought to be considered a menace to society and not given a second bail. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Mhm. Right. You stupid for going. You stupid for going back home. Yeah. Mhm. Is that the right? But is that? But isn't it? That's an exception and not the norm. I mean, these people out on attempted murder and they still out. Huh? Well, that's true, and that's why we ought to keep them in jail. Wait a minute, I thought the Constitution was guaranteeing them a speedy trial. Yeah. Mm. Well, shouldn't we err? Okay, shouldn't we err on the side of civility and safety to our community? Let them stay in jail. Mhm. Mm. Right. Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Well, all right, and I hear what you're saying. I'm all about the Constitution, at least to a certain extent. But it is a shame that the same people, when the same people, uh, day out and day out, day in and day out, be rearrested and even sometimes arrested for the third time while they're on bail. I mean, this. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, but we're just seeing too much. We're tired. I just we just sick of it. Just something's wrong. Yeah, we do. Hey, appreciate it. Let me close this. Let me do this. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Hmm. Yeah. No, no. Mm. No, we'll podcast that we okay. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know about here there. 8:57. Good morning. Good morning. That's you. Good morning. Wow. A right to live free of violence. Um, That's where the violence is coming from. You protecting yourself, that's violence. I don't know if you have a right. You have an expectation, but do you have a right? I don't know. Let's say you. I think we can have an expectation, but the word right, that's a tough word to give a right. I think we have a. I think we got an expectation of it. But, hey, gotta go. You gotta come back. We'll talk more.
The Supreme Court is about to release its last batch of decisions for the term before voting for Senate. All eyes are on the ruling involving former President Donald Trump and the who was prosecuted for crimes committed in office. Correspondent Aaron Walker from the court. It's highly likely that the Supreme Court is going to embrace Donald Trump's sweeping claims that he has absolute immunity from prosecution of criminal prosecutor for Section 26, but also think on the flip side, they're going to point it with his own court decision, suggesting he has no immunity. When Biden was returning to the White House after filing with next steps in the wake of last week's It's disastrous to date. California Nancy Coleman's yesterday, this family attempted to get over told that they urged troops to flee the race. The officials spent the weekend on Congress hoping to reassure worried lawmakers and donors Hurricane Beth in the southeast Caribbean as a monster category 4 storm with early the storm in the Atlantic. And Barbados are getting ready. We get rid of the water and the humidity around this town, so long as we keep this stuff, there is not a threat to the U.S. Navy. Number 2 miles an hour. A family demands answers after police released body cam video of the shooting death of a 13-year-old in a traffic stop. CBS's Michael George is in Utica. Police say he reported what looks like a gun with officers. The officer looks at the field of the crowd and punches him. Another officer follows. Died at the hospital. He says his weapon turned out to be a gun. Orthodox men flooded the streets of Jerusalem to protest a military draft order. It's about me as a human constitution. I will survive. Because what enemies are now, the Supreme Court wants to remove this clause on the court obstruction. The Paris Olympics begin in less than a month, and the U.S. gymnastics team is ready to go. Simone Biles led the women's qualifiers in Minneapolis after dropping out of the Olympics 3 years ago to deal with her mental health.
Done for the performances in Tokyo, so just getting back in the gym and working hard, trusting the process, focusing on a lot, I do that.
It was like 260 S&P 804. This is CBS News.
Get the Wiley Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parking service you need fast from the professional parts people at Wiley Auto Parts. What is the energy savings? Why does how the heating if someone's exposed they can get rid of it. Gosh, works for the city of them. You know, it's the other news. Experience how much you can do these. Speak that.
You can use the best offer barbecue. You find a professional on energy to make your backyard the best around. You have to stick professionals to get all your home projects done well. Utilities and renovation. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com. You can do this. You can live that. Thinking about it for a month-long holiday. Just had a call who designated it even more for us months on certain things. Electric scooters, or clean water sports supplies. So that's also related to theme parks, concerts, and museum admissions. It's not a very good holiday. There's a price tag $500. Yes, a teenager nicknamed God's influencer is set to become the first millennial singer. Organization, 15-year-old Tyler Elkins, video games and computers before he died from 19 in 2000. He credited with 2 miracles, and then a Brazilian boy from Huntington's disease, and praying for the women and injured and he died sick. They provide Rubia. CBS News.
Mm.
7:37. I still didn't figure out how planes fly. don't know how they fly.
Each vendor. And that's simply is built which means this stuff is discovered and consequences others. Instead of this, businesses use for medical if your decision is you make the best decisions you can make. And get $250 when you transact for it. Just go to greencard.com/free. Greencard.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Being said, it's very difficult to take a whole what we've been saying for over 30 years.
Happy birthday, America! It's time to grill, chill, and celebrate our freedom this 4th of July. We're helping you celebrate big with a chance to win $5,000 in the red, white, and win giveaway. This is on the biggest block party you can imagine. Get away on an amazing summer.
And we are back. Good morning. It's 10 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock, and I'm still looking for a bike or a little car that somebody don't want. They can give to this guy who's part of our Hope and Spot ministry. He's paying most of his money out to go to work. He don't have much left. He's paying Uber and people to ride. And people are always trying to screw you over. I mean, they can be going the same way. Hey, can I get a ride? Yeah, that'd be $5. But you go in the same place. I know, but you know, I'm using more gas because I got an extra body in the car, which is not really true. I mean, why would you charge somebody money when you're going to the same place? I mean, come on. I don't know. I don't think that's right. I'm going to the same place. But it's hard for the guy to get a ride. But anyway, you can text me. He's part of Open Spot Ministry. And it's an organization that helps people get on their feet. Okay, so if you know anybody with a car or can point me to somebody that got a real cheap one, help this young man out. Also, I need a bike. Ask somebody to take Z bike and give it to me. So if you got some bikes in the garage, been there forever, you don't use them anymore. Again, you can call me 901. You can text me 901-5022. Area code 324-901-5022. And help us out now. Help us out. Okay? I don't want to get too off the board because I don't have any TV. Help me out. Okay? But I may have the bike. I'm talking to leave this afternoon. Give it away. I'm hoping to get the car soon. I don't want to be on the bike. But you can't take a woman out on a bike. Come on, man. Do it on the bus. Can't do it on the bike. Okay, then. 860-1440. Also, we're talking about the Salvation Army. Why it is that all these highfalutin, snotty people who they head up in the sky. We don't have those people. Those people could be you one of these days. You know, seriously. All it takes is one car accident, one fire, one anything, and we out there begging with a thing on the side of the road. So I'm just saying. Anybody seen Aronde? You know the VIP number. Give us a call. Let us know what your people in District 6 say since you called them all to me. Which I don't blame him for calling to me. I don't blame him. You represent a certain people, but sometimes you can't leave every decision up to the people. Because if that were, and if the majority ruled, black folks still be picking cotton. So sometimes our leaders have to make tough decisions. Just get it done. So I'm hoping Aronde does that. Okay. Good morning. Yes. I don't even want to talk about that. I know what you've been asking me. I don't care about that. Because it's stupid. Because you. And other politicians have said it for. Okay. Okay. Now, are you going to be honest? Wait a minute. Can we have an honest conversation? Can we have an honest conversation? Okay. Let's have an honest conversation. There are certain jobs in our community, in our country, that certain people gravitate toward. Am I wrong? Wait a minute. Am I wrong or am I right? Again, okay, see, you don't want to be honest. You just don't want to be honest. Okay? If you're not honest, I can't have a conversation with you. Would you answer my no. I'm asking you a question. Are there certain jobs that certain people gravitate toward? Okay, exactly. And black folks, for the most part, wait. Okay. Okay. Really, I'm part of the black race. And a lot of people, we got doctors, these are jobs that traditionally don't require. Okay. Hey, I gotta go. I got my good friend. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Councilman, how you doing? I'm glad you're out there listening because I'm trying to figure out this Salvation Army thing, and I know you had a meet the other night, and so we gonna let him in District 6 or not? Mm-hmm.
Right. So right now, when you talk about we're looking at homicides in 4 months, my main focus is on many centuries within the confines of history. So I'm only focused on the conversation with Mayor on Tuesday, the city council meeting, and see how can we get to the police presence in District 6. So that's my main focus right now. We will address salvation only, but my main focus is taking the residents in District 6.
And listen, I concur if there is some correlation between the murders that have been done, if those murders were done by even one person who was staying at the Salvation Army, I think we would have I think it's valid justification to have that meeting. But I'm almost willing to bet whoever did this thing. Mhm. But let me ask you a question. Again, let's say they say no, then I think it's time for somebody to make a hard decision and say, well, they got to go someplace. Mhm. How many people in this? So, how many? What percentage of those people you know before you consider denying them? So out of 22,000, if you get a couple hundred, and then you're gonna deny, and that's proximity. Right. But wherever they put them, yeah, right. But wherever you put them, they're going to be in close proximity to somebody. Mhm. Right. Okay. So right. Right. And I think and that's admirable because that's you represent the people. Not only, and I got the same. The only one thing that bothered me, which bothers you, from what I understand, when you put people out at 8 o'clock in the morning and then you tell them, that's kind of crazy. If they don't have any place to go, then they got no place to go. And I'm with that. So hopefully, if they change that rule, do you think the community would be more accepting if they can control the goings and the comings of people in their community? Mhm. Okay. And people attach me to, oh, I'm from New York. Listen, I was trying to, we went down, look, listen, I don't care. There's a place, the old golf course down there, the old golf course down there on Federal Drive. I think it's a perfect place. It's and evidently they keep reaching agreement with the owner. What's it? You know that place called down there on Federal Drive? Used to, yeah. I don't use that. It's something there. But anyway, I tell you what though, it amazes me that one bad storm, one bad accident, and it amazes me that how we run to the Salvation Army. Go ahead. And now the Salvation Army needs a little help, and it seems that we are turning our back on them because they do good. They don't do good. They don't do good. But I hear you. Right. Although it seems to me that it's the citizens that they already know that's doing the violence in our community, not the ones from Salvation Army. That's the one that makes it. Hey, thank you for even for coming on and telling us about it. And listen, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's questioning what you're doing. So, okay, appreciate it. Right. All righty then. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. And then how would they, since we don't really have a bus system that goes out there, how would they help themselves if there's no public transportation available? Mm-hmm. You know, one of the amazing phenomenons is that we have to have a conversation about the Salvation Army, but not abortion clinic. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. Which is next to churches and all kinds of things. But when poor folks, who we have been, it's our responsibility to look out for them, we have to have conversation. Hmm. But they're not apprehensive about abortion clinics. Hmm. Okay. I hear you, brother. I gotta take a break. I appreciate the call. We'll be back. It's 9:25 in the morning. If you want to give us a call, 864-1440 number here. You can text me 901-5022. Yeah, we cross streets and churches. Salvation Army comes. Oh, we don't want them people. Hmm. Is there a word called hypocrite? And I don't care if they put them in my neighborhood.
That's why as we have children's hospitals, we need our support. Money for America children's medical network. The thought my son is believed, so that was the strategy of the community. Never put your own children when I was first doing school.
Socializing and doing some work. Well, I'm passing out the wine. That's true.
It's without strength, and we stay together. We will rise before
Don't miss Sean Hannity, Biden and apparently years live this afternoon at 2 p.m.
The numbers are 860-1440, You can text me, what we call it, just text me. I don't want to call you too. If you have, I'm trying to make sure they land someplace. Not that I got any influence whatsoever, but I can always tell about the folks turning me down because a bunch of hypocrites go to church on Sunday too. Oh no, we don't. We let the other guy feed. Okay, I hear you. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Well, that's mhm. um yeah, those are people too. Yeah. And that makes sense. I don't have a problem with that. Again, the only thing they do that I don't like is let people go at 8 o'clock in the morning and they got no place to go. I'm with that. But again, if we keep turning everybody down, where they going to go? Okay, well, I don't have a problem with them go to me. Um, Okay. What would, and let me ask you something. What would Jesus? What would Jesus say? I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. All right. And what about the story of the Good Samaritan? Everybody walked past and walked past. There's one guy who stopped, paid for his hotel rooms, where he stayed, and said, if you need some more help, when I come back to you, let me know. I'm just saying, we're a bunch of hypocrites. And I do include myself in that thing. I catch myself being hypocritical. I'm trying to kill you right there on the spot. Okay. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here to the Salvation Army. I've just never seen it over before. Listen, I could see if it was a jail. If the Derek Killingham or the district attorney said, or the city, well, we're going to put a jail in your backyard. You kind of understand that. But an organization that all they do is help poor folks, and we have to have a discussion citywide of where we're going to let these people put up their stuff, it's unconscionable to me. Okay, jails, I understand. They can't put a parts. How about a chicken factory? I don't want a chicken factory next to me. What it stinks too much. Chickens crap everywhere. And that's I wouldn't want that. Okay? But again, you know, I just find it difficult. Jails, maybe, chicken factories, maybe, elephants stand next to me. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work out too. They leave a lot of stuff on the ground. But people who help people, I don't know. I wish there was a way they could be associated with MAP, ministry about people, which is over there with Pastor Austin, because that's what they do. They help people. I wish there was a way we could do that over there for those guys. But I never seen such a thing in my life. Anyway, all right. Anyway, Pruitt, last city council, this city council was talking about a public safety tax. Okay, listen, we got enough tax. Okay, we got enough taxes unless it's a voluntary tax like a sugar tax. Okay, put taxes on beer and Coca-Cola, an extra quarter, whatever it takes. Put it on that because I don't need beer. I don't need Coca-Cola. Okay, no more taxes unless now if you want to voluntarily smoke cigarettes, put $1 on a pack of cigarettes. I don't care. Okay, Coca-Cola, I love Coca-Cola, but I won't be buying as many. But at least if I buy some, I know I got to. So we need a sugar tax. No more tax that hits everybody. Okay, let me decide if I want to pay a little more extra for my Coca-Cola, for my cigarettes, for my beer, or whatever the case may be. Let me make that. But to tax everybody, I'm sorry. Okay, we got tax for school, and ain't really help the school who have a lot. Although I will admit the first year has been better this year. But I'm glad that's got something to do with leadership and not more money. Okay? So Mr. Lee evidently is doing a better job than I thought he was. So anyway, sugar tax, who wants to raise money for law enforcement, let's put sugar tax. Nobody has to have a Coke. Nobody has to have cigarettes. But if that's a bad habit that you got, then so be it. You get to pay. You get to pay a little extra for your bad habit. So I think the sugar tax is good. Yeah, 9:37 in the morning. Good morning. Yes. 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 What's up? Yeah, we are, but that's why a voluntary tax is not necessarily a tax. Well, first of all, we have to raise money. You would agree. We have to raise money. We do. Well, that may be true too, but and that's why we should make it mandatory. But what's wrong with putting it on Coca-Cola and beer and candy? What's wrong with that? You don't have to have that stuff. Well, because but then it's not voluntary. You voluntarily buy these things, right? Coca-Cola you don't need. Well, yeah, because you don't have to buy candy bars. You don't have to buy candy bars. You don't have to buy sugar. You don't have to buy beer. I mean, you don't have to have it. You got to buy gas because you got to get. You got. Well, yeah, that's a long walk to work. If you're working in Wetumpka, that's a good walk right there. Wetumpka working in Montgomery. But if you voluntarily pay it, it's not a burden to those except those who say, "Yeah, I want a beer," or I want a Coca-Cola." You don't have to have those things. But I don't want you to go up on hamburger meat in the store. I mean, hamburger meat or bread, those are things. That's true, but it's a voluntary fund because you don't have to have cigarettes. Yeah. Okay, but you don't need cigarettes. Cigarettes hurt you anyway. That's the science. We are but just because. Well, that's true, and we do, and we keeping up with that right every day because we do it every day. Again, I'd rather pay voluntarily, like giving tithes and giving money in church. Nobody ever makes me give money in church. I give money in church because that's what I want to do. And so we buy a Coca-Cola, we buy a beer, knowing that you're going to pay a little extra money, that's volunteer. But you only got to pay it if you buy it. You only got to pay the tax on beer if you buy it. You buy it. Food is necessary evil, though. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, again, I'm just trying. I'm trying to figure out a way. We got to really want to take the money. Uh, Make the people pay for it, I guess. Yeah. And I think, but businesses also though they're creating more of a tax rate. If they have employees go to buy things that they need to, and they go to pay more. So, I mean, again, what's wrong with the sugar tax? I just don't see anything wrong with it. I'm gonna stop drinking Lily's Coca-Cola. Hmm. Well, just one man's opinion. That's all. I'm not on the city council. Right. There used to be a sugar tax. Yeah. Hey, appreciate your call. 860 Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna be 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't need sodas. You don't need beer. You don't need that stuff. Hmm. But everybody volunteer. You don't buy it. You voluntarily pay that tax because you don't have to have it. Yeah. So it's a win-win for all of us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, rather than me have to pay more of my water bill, more of my gas bill, yeah, I'll be happy. And then I'll start drinking so many Coke. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they have an address now. Mm, no, yeah. Are you against putting salary community? Are you against putting salary community? Mm. Sugar tax. Yeah. Oh, yeah, public safety tax. Yeah, I'm tired of paying public safety tax. Right. Well, that they are. Mm. So, I got to take a hard break. Probably, what do you got?
More heat humidity for the first day of July. Temperatures for the for the 4th of July.
Story. What do you need to certain market participants need to do it? Guarantee early bird special only 15 a day. Yeah, great listening Sunday, July 14th at Hilton Garden in the UAE to registration for Goodland. Stops your first summer at 2 p.m. Registration on 30 p.m. Sign up at mypatrickcinemas.com.
Part of my experience growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, doing something each day.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
You did it.
Monday morning.
When something things like something it was one of these from a TikTok.
I'm a mosquito.
He had a reaction to cockroach allergens.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit test.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Listen to News Radio 1440 at work. NewsRadio1440.com. At home through your Alexa or Google smart home device. Depend on it. News Radio 1440.
And we are back. Good morning. Let's see who's there longer than that. And good morning. Who's this? Good. How are you? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. 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 Good. Yeah. All right. I appreciate you for a couple more minutes. Good morning. Good. 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 Appreciate it. Good morning on there. I know that the city owned Montgomery Mall. I think, hey, appreciate it. One more call. Hey, got about 40 seconds. All righty then. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I've been trying to find out if Mr. Ed is okay. Should get some word on that today. I'll let you guys know. Anyway, don't forget, looking for a bike. Forgot, and anybody out there got an old car that they're not using, we appreciate it. Some of the Food Pride Ministry needs a car because they spent all their money that they work for to get a job to get to work. So they don't have any money to save money to get a car. Anyway, you can text me 334 324 901 334 901 5022.
This Monday. The Butler County Health Department was destroyed in a fire, and now officials are looking for a temporary location to provide services. State fire marshal said the fire started early Sunday morning to appear to be difficult. It was confirmed no outside. Millbrook police officers still recovering and being informed during the he said equipment search the vehicles found meth with a baby marijuana. And the expert being substance became dizzy and short of breath. Happening today, the city is holding a special call meeting. The meeting is set to start in Selma at 6 p.m. Officials are set to talk about a proposed budget for the